Welcome back to the channel, and in this video...
It's like a bedroom on wheels.
And stop. And I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Are you interested in going into the house today?
Any servant to ride on a trolley. This is not in use. So we've had a change of plan. I'm not quite so sure.
It has our name all over it. I'm not sure we like the outside look of it.
That's what it's all about.
Welcome to GetawayGeese. We are Stu and Jane, and with Harry, our Ford custom auto camper, we share our adventures. This is a notorious stretch of road near us for accidents, as there is a blind spot.
Idiot.
The great thing about Harry is he's like a bedroom on wheels. Last weekend we went to stop with some friends and we took Harry and stopped in the van. And this weekend we're going to see one of our daughters and we are taking Harry. So it saves them putting sheets on the bed and having to wash the sheets. And actually we sleep so well in Harry, it's a home away from home for us. So.
Yeah, we've done quite a bit of that really, haven't we? Since we came back from the last big trip that you don't know about, that'll be coming out soon. We've done a bit of to and fro for all sorts of reasons with the family and friends, and we've used it quite a bit. So it's great.
Yeah,
it's great to use it really that way. So it's just we've also used it as a van to transport rubbish to the tip and things like that. So
make him earn his keep.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
So yeah, we're going for a long weekend away.
Yeah.
Sun's just beautiful. So weather's really nice at the moment. We're just going to go do a long weekend, as we said. We're going to go to a couple of National Trust places on today and on the way back, in between visiting Jane's daughter and her partner. So
yeah, we weren't sure if we should get the National Trust that we'd use it, but I think once you've got it, you make yourself use it. So.
Well, we're going to go. Interestingly enough, I was saying to Jane, there was an air museum down that way, down towards Essex and that, and we were going to go. I was going to want to fancy going there, but it was £29 per adult. That's £58. And since we've just come back from Ireland, where it was like £5 or £10 each, it just makes you realise it's that's just too much. Yeah. And obviously we've invested in the National Trust annual membership, and so it was very easy just to find a few places local.
What's it called? Do you know?
I don't know what it's called. I forgot.
We're going somewhere that we don't know, but we don't care because it's free.
I'm trying to think where it is actually. I can't remember.
Okay, we don't even know where it is.
It's over Cambridge Way.
Okay.
So we'll let you know when we get there.
Yeah, it's a surprise for you and us apparently.
And a trip out also means Stu has his stash of wine gums for the journey. And stop. Motorway roadworks.
So the bad thing about going out on a sunny Friday in school holidays is the traffic, and we've just seen we've got about 5 miles of traffic jams ahead of us. So.
And I must remember to put Groot's tea table somewhere else, as the reflection is really bad today with the intense sun.
It's now 2:30. We'll give you that.
And do you agree with us that the traffic in the UK seems worse now than ever? And whilst it's good that they upgrade the roads, they seem to have left them all until the roads are just so bad. Whinge over. And we come across this Harry lookalike that's either having issues or is being delivered to someone. Interesting choice of colour, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest. And finally we get moving again. And we finally get to the National Trust Ickworth Estate. Except we're 2 hours later than we expected to be, but hey ho.
Hiya.
Are you interested in going into the house today?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Last entry to there is 3 o'clock, so just make sure you.
We'll just go there first then.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
All right. Then, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The grounds are quite sizable and it's fairly busy today looking at the car park, but it's such a huge place that it's not really noticeable. The estate has plenty of walks around the 1,800 acres. But unfortunately, that's for another day with Stu's back. Although at the time we filmed this, he had just sorted his operation date out. And Stu spots a small plant shop and he knows that's got my name on it for later on. Stu could really do being in the back of there, although I'm not sure I'd have the energy to pedal. His owners are off shop playing in the grass. The house has a really impressive look, with a central rotunda that gives a nod to an Italian architectural design. Now the site has had several buildings located on it, and it has a building reference back to 1086 in the Domesday Book. Through the centuries it was set up as a deer park for the Crown, and what you see today was the vision of the 4th Earl of Bristol. And the high vaulted ceiling I can see impressing any visitors the owners may have had to stay. The Earl travelled extensively, and he wanted a place to house his collections. And the building went through several phases, and it was completed by his son after his death.
That's a very, there's a lot of gold there, isn't there? A bit of bling.
And we understand that the family lived mainly in the wing where the hotel is today, as it was warmer and generally easier to keep. And as ever, we find ourselves down in the basement, as we always seem interested in the behind-the-scenes activities to support such an impressive place.
God, I need one of those in my house. I'd probably make it my lounge.
And this is where the servants spent their time when not working.
As a result of certain incidents which have come to my attention recently, I'd like to remind Ickworth staff of the following. On no account is any servant to ride on a trolley in the corridors. All servants must be indoors by 10 p.m. sharp.
And it looks like the staff had a great time by the sounds of it.
No rummy cub in those days, I guess.
And whilst downstairs it appears that the servants were forever on call from the bell system in various rooms. And we're right in the middle of doing our bathroom up, so we might get some inspiration.
I love how they've put this is not in use. So it's quite grim, isn't it?
Oh, I can remember my dad and granddad collecting cards. Cigarette cards, a lot of them were. There's John Player, Animals on the Countryside.
And with knowledgeable staff on board, we learn about the central heating of all things.
Bathrooms upstairs.
So solely for the bathroom right there.
This boiler here was purely to provide hot water to 2 of the bathrooms upstairs.
Who will we? There's some old tools.
The building had installed electric lighting that was fed from large lead-acid batteries that were charged ultimately from coal-fire boilers driving generators. With innovation in batteries today, it just shows how things have really moved on. Having come up above ground, we walk through the orangery and hunt out the cafe, as it's time for another cuppa and of course the necessary slice of cake.
Let's have some treats. Jane's treat. Mine was a rhubarb flapjack. No idea what that is. What's yours?
Orange and poppy.
Orange and poppy. 2 cups of tea, spilling it as usual. They never took pour right, do they?
Refreshed, we walked to the back of the building into the full, glorious sun, walking through the more formal gardens. And this bank of purple flowers was a great contrast to the building and the gardens. And of course, I have to have a quick look in the plant shop before getting back in Harry.
Stu's just gone to put the drone up to see if he can get a shot, but we've come quite far away, so we don't know if he's going to get a shot. But we're at Ickworth. But I must say the gardens are really, really well maintained. This is definitely worth a visit.
Now, most of what you see in front of you is actually part of the estate that you can walk around, and the rotunda can be just seen in the distance. Unfortunately, National Trust don't allow drones to fly over their land, so Stu could only manage distance shots, although it was a short flight as he was getting alerts of strong winds while flying.
Did you get anything?
It'll do.
Well, it's time to get to my daughter's, so a pleasant drive through some picturesque villages along the way ended a great touring day. And it's definitely an area we need to explore more.
Claire.
So we've had a change of plan, and we have to go home. We have to run an errand this morning.
Well, with a change of plan comes an opportunity to explore more of the Peak District. So we simply make the most of it and cover some miles, as we seem to have done a triangular route that I have to say really burnt some fuel.
We've had a busy DIY weekend. I've been supervising because I'll be back mainly. Doing a little bit of doing.
But we had a good weekend. The van was really hot. We've never really slept in the van in the heat because we tend to go out of season.
Yeah, we've got a not a heavy duvet, but we've got a duvet. So if we're going into warmer climates, I guess we might want to think about just end up with the sheet, won't we? Yeah, so we have got obviously the windshield, so we could always bring those down an inch and a half to get a bit of airflow. We haven't really done that so much, to be honest. So I'm sure we'll survive. We see other people survive.
I'm not quite so sure. So somehow we'll have to get used to that.
And we ended up in the North Peak District.
We're going to stop off at a reservoir, I think. We bought a Cornish pasty.
Sit out in the sun and have a cup of tea.
And with the errand we needed to do out of the way, we're heading towards Windscar Reservoir.
Take it back.
And it's not a bad little view for the first stop.
So this is the first time that I've put...
No.
Oh, look at him.
It's a two-handed job.
Oh, okay.
To get him through.
All right, I've not done it before.
Yes, to get through.
Oh, okay. There he is.
Nice. A little cup of tea.
There he is with his little cup of tea. Yeah, you enjoying that group? Yep, he says. You still get a kick out of that every time you do it, don't you?
Because it's free.
Yeah, true.
And we settled down to have tea, which is now for 3.
Looks like they're protesting.
It's now time to feed the geese and the ducks.
Does the little girl want some? Stu, does the little girl want to throw any?
And we always carry 2 lots of wild bird food in the back, so it's a great chance for us to actually use it.
Oh, blimey. Oh, my goodness. Oh, look at these. Look at these, Stu. Gosh, they're big, aren't they?
It does lead to these Canadian goats, I think, I don't know.
More.
And that big one was more than a little scary, to be honest. A sheepdog's natural instinct rounding up animals has kicked in. Well, if you have food, then they will come, I guess. I think he sort of enjoyed it, and he was a little scared at the same time. And it looks like the animal rights protesters won and forced the van to retreat. And it's time for us to move on across the rolling hills to find a lunch stop, as those pasties are calling out our names. And that spot in front of the red car on the right has our name all over it. So a quick U-turn secures the restaurant spot, overlooking the Lady Bower Reservoir.
Ginster's Cornish pasties.
We went for a picnic.
Yeah, we were going to go for a healthy picnic, but decided against it. So I was just going to warm in the Ridge Monkey.
Does it make you jealous to see all those men out there with fishing rods?
Yeah, catching fish.
Catching fish, yeah. We just saw someone come back with a huge fish.
Fishing.
Yeah. Oh, is it fly fishing?
Yeah, Lady Bower Fisheries.
Stu went on a fly fishing course, and because he's like Billy Whiz, they called him Zorro.
And it's time to head off once again. And once again we face the animal rights protesters that are in the road. And we head towards Castleton, which is a place that we're starting to know really well. And the villages still have bunting out, I guess maybe for the coronation. And the village looks reasonably busy today, especially for a Monday, which is really good to see. And we pull in for a quick comfort break with toilets at the main car park. Pulling out this Fort Nugget roof causes debate. And whilst it has lots of space, I'm not sure we like the outside look of it. We head for a park up overlooking Mantor in the distance.
Brings back memories of when we were last here about a year and a half ago, was it?
Yeah.
Year ago. No, it'd be a year ago. Yeah, last year. We walked up to the top of Mamtor.
And that passenger has some big ears.
Unfortunately, we can't stop tonight because I've got a hospital appointment tomorrow. Otherwise, this would have been ideal. Cup of tea time though.
He was playing with the blue box and now he's gone to play with the red one. Number 13 is a real playful little thing.
it's all about.
I was just going to say, what have you got to say for yourself?
That's what it's all about, sitting in the sun. You know, Harry?
Yeah.
And it's time to move on again. But first we take a drive up the lane just to see how busy it is with vans. And also to take a look at the different designs, which is always a conversation starter, debating of what we like and what we don't. And as you can see, it's fairly quiet today. So at Winnett's Pass we go, that looks down on Castleton. Well, we're going to leave it there as we continue to have a leisurely drive home in the glorious sunshine.